Welcome back. Now, we're often told that the UK remains Europe's biggest recipient of inward investment, much of it directed to new technology businesses. But is Brexit starting to affect that? And is the rest of Europe catching up? Well, the Luxembourg Private Equity and Venture Capital Association is holding a conference next week attended by the great and good of Silicon Valley. Its president, Raja Mehkwar-Schneider, is with me now. Raja, welcome to you. I gather the actor Billy Zane is coming as well. What's his interest in venture capital?
Well, he is a venture capitalist, actually, and it just shows you how broad the interest for ventures in the US and how, emerging the interest for Europe is growing within that community. And it's the first time we're going to host US investors in Europe through this Global Venture Summit, which is a joint initiative of public stakeholders, but also private associations like ours.
Now, we tend to associate Luxembourg more with investment funds. Are you pivoting away to venture capital?
Not at all. I think investment funds is a broad term, and it includes the whole asset management industry. It still is an investment fund hub in Luxembourg, but the growing nature of the venture capital industry in Europe, which has developed tenfold over the last 20 years, shows that we have to broaden our scope as well. And if you look at our association, where we have about 250 members, we have more and more venture capital players, technologies everywhere, and Luxembourg has prided itself in identifying certain subsectors where we're naturally prone to be, taking a lead, like fintech. And I think that's another sign that shows how the venture capital world is becoming multipolar.
Do you think you're going to win that sort of business at the expense of the UK and London in particular?
I'm sure you're used to this kind of answer, and I'll give you always the same one, which is Luxembourg is the one country that's the most outward looking. We pride ourselves in being partners of other countries, not least the UK. So we tend to promote actually other countries within our own community, because that's how Europe is going to win the game in this capital investment world, yeah?
And you mentioned fintech. Where are the other areas where you see yourselves as having particular strengths?
Well, naturally, the government sets certain priorities, and then, there's all kinds of initiatives supposed to foster certain sectors. So fintech is the most natural one, but regtech, which is related to regulatory changes and digitalization, health tech is another one. We also have a strong ICT hub that is actually represented very well at a conference every year called the ICT Spring. And then we have more local initiatives, but we always piggyback on what our neighbours are doing, and we always try to bring together the public and the private sector. And as I moved from London to Luxembourg 4 years ago, that's one of the things that impressed me the most about the country. It's kind of hand-in-hand and win-win business between public and private.
All right, I've got to leave it there, I'm afraid. Raja Mehkwar-Schneider, very good to see you. Do stay. Thanks very much. Thanks for joining me. That's it from me. You've been watching Ian King Live. This video content